Okay, next lesson we have to say, but next thing we have to say optical instruments. Optical instrument, let me continue. So, optical instrument means what? That is the instrument which is based on light. What are the optical instrument we have to see now? Microscope. Under the microscope, there are two microscopes. One is simple microscope, other one is compound microscope. Simple microscope and compound microscope. Here, simple microscope, the same like when two objects we are discussing means we have to see the what are the differences, simple and compound. Simple microscope, convex lens is used. Convex lens, short focal length. The simple microscope, this is the what lens is used in this? Convex lens is used and it is short focal length. It has short focal length. It has short focal length. Okay, yeah. By keeping very close to the eye, we get enlarged of image. We can get the enlarged image of the objects. This is normal point is 25 centimeter. Then what are the uses of simple microscope? It can be used by watch repairers. Uses I'll write here. What are the uses of simple microscope? Who are all used it? Watch repairers. You know what is the meaning of watch repairers? Those who are doing the watch repair. Watch repairers used it. And jewelers. Okay. And it can be used to read the letters, very small letters. By using read small letters. Observe the parts of flower. In the lab we can use to observe the laboratory we can use this. And fingerprints in the forensic department. The fingerprint and all we can find out. Suppose we cannot identify who is the thief, we can buy. To find out the fingerprints, with the use of fingerprints, we can find out the person who's that, no? So this is the uses of simple microscope. Then we have to go for compound microscope. This is also used to see the tiny objects only, but it has magnification power. This is also simple. This is short focal length only. This power is magnified. Magnified means what? Developed. It is decreasing. This is short focal length. It decreases the focal length. It consists of two convex lenses. How many lenses there? The compound microscope, two convex lenses. One is object lens. Other one is eye lens. Lens which is near to the object is known as what? Object lens, and near to the eye is known as eye lens. So we have to see the diagram here, figure 2.19. First one is two lenses are there. One is object lens, other one is eye lens. Eye lens is near to the eye, object lens is near the object. From the image, from the object, the light falls on the objective lens only from. Then there it is refracted and just again there it is reflected and refracted on the eye lens. From there we have to see the object. Okay, yeah. So compound microscope, 50 to 200 times of size from the single. So for example, in a simple microscope, we can say 10 means. So this may be 50 times more than that, 50 to 100 times. 50 to 200 times more magnification. This is 10 means 50 means what? 500 like that. Okay, 500 times. இது வந்து one time 10 times சின்னதாக காட்டுச்சுன்னு சொன்னால் அது வந்து உங்களுக்கு 50 times 500 times அதிகம். 50 times means what? 10 into 50, 500 times more than that. For example, here figure is 1 centimeter we are saying, mean there we can say for 500 centimeter. Clear? So what all I say? There are two microscope. One is simple microscope, other one is compound microscope. Though it is simple or compound, what lenses are used? Convex lens only. Here only one convex lens is there because it's very simple. We can get very minute objects only from that. So because of this simple focal length, short focal length, it can be used only by watch repairers. Very minute things, those who are handling the minute things can use this. So watch repairers can use, jewelers can use to see the hallmark and all, they used to see one lens. No, that lens is simple microscope lens only. Jewelers can use. The small letters can be read by using simple microscope. The laboratory we are using that to find out the internal parts of the flower, that is androecium, gynoecium like that. And the forensic department they are using to observe the fingerprints. By observing the fingerprints, the persons, the accused can be identified. This is simple microscope. The compound microscope, what I said, compound microscope, it has two lenses. The simple microscope, only one lens is there. The compound microscope, two lenses. One is object lens, other one is eye lens. Two lenses are placed. So object lens is placed near the object, eye lens is placed near the eye. When the light passes from the object, it reflects into the object lens. From there it is refracted and falls in the eye lens. From the near the eye lens, the person can get the clear image. But here the magnification of compound microscope is 50 times or 100 times heavier than simple microscope. For example, இங்கே வந்து நம்ம பார்க்குற ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் 5 centimeter means it is 10 centimeter means 50 times means what? 500 times heavier. Like that we can find out. 500 centimeters பெருசாக காட்டும் உங்களுக்கு. So these are the differences between compound microscope and simple microscope. Now we have to go next, we have to see telescope. Telescopes. So this is nearby objects. This is compound microscope. We can see the heavenly objects, terrestrial objects. நம்ம லேண்ட் இருக்கிற பொருள் எல்லாம் பார்க்குறோம். Next we have to see. Is it clear, children? Let me go for telescopes. Telescope, to see the distant objects. Telescope we are using to see the distant objects. Next we have to see telescopes. We can see the distant objects. We have to see many kinds of telescopes are there. Mainly we have to see astronomical telescope and terrestrial telescopes. Telescope. It's an optical instrument. Optical instrument. Next one we have to see what? Telescope. Is first telescope was found by Johann Lippershey. Okay, yeah. Next, Galileo. And finally, Kepler. First telescope idea was given by Johann Lippershey, and then Galileo, he came forward and just developed it, and Kepler gave a clear image of telescope. Okay, yeah. So nowadays we are using Kepler's only. According to that is fundamentally similar and astronomical telescope. There are two kinds of telescope. One is astronomical, this is history of telescope. What are the two kinds of telescopes? One is astronomical. Other one is terrestrial. Okay, astronomical telescope, that is to see the heavenly bodies. Heavenly bodies, what are the heavenly bodies? Stars, sun. What are the things we are seeing on the sky? They are known as what? To study about the heavenly bodies, we are using astronomical telescope. Terrestrial telescope, you know, that is on the land, the subjects of the land. This is in the surface of the earth. Okay, now we'll see. The terrestrial, this is inverted only. The image what you got is inverted only. It can be rectified. Okay, the major differences between the astronomical telescope and terrestrial telescope is erecting the final image with respect to the object. The getting of the final image, that's the difference between. In the astronomical telescope, we can get the object's image as it is. The terrestrial, we got inverted image, then the lens is rectified it. Okay, this is the only difference. Here the object is real object, not inverted. This is inverted image we are getting it, it could be rectified. Then what are the advantages of telescope? Whatever it may be, there is some advantages as well as disadvantages. Advantages of telescope: elaborate view of the galaxies, planets, stars and other heavenly bodies possible. So elaborately we can find out what are the things. Then camera can be attached for taking photograph for the celestial objects. Telescope can be viewed even with the low intensity of light. Even the light power is very low also, we can find out the objects very clearly. Disadvantages: frequent maintenance is needed. Frequently we have to maintain. It is not easily portable one. Portable means what? Easily to carry. So this lesson, what are the things we come across? This is the lesson. Okay. Then calculations and all, we will do it afterwards. So let me recall what all we have taken. First we have seen what? Light. Light is a form of energy. Then light is a form of the energy. The main source of energy is sun. Then I said what are the properties of energy? What are the properties? Any 6 property I said. Light is a form of energy. It always travel in a straight line. It does not need any material medium. It can travel through vacuum also. The speed of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter second. And different color does different wavelength and frequency. Violet has the lowest frequency wavelength and red has the highest wavelength. Because of that, red is used in the signals. This 6 points enough. Then what I say, refraction. Ray of light travels from transparent medium to oblique medium. It refracts. This is known as what? Refraction. There are 2 laws of refraction. First law what I said, that is law of incident ray, normal and refracted ray all lie in the same plane. Next one is the angle of incidence is equal to angle of refraction. Then I said what are the then what is white light? White light consists of 7 colors. The 7 colors dispersed, that is known as what? All the 7s together known as spectrum. When it is dispersed into its components, components means what are the colors deviated from that? That is known as what? Dispersion of light. So what are the 7 colors we should keep in the mind means we have to say with GR, VAB, GYOR, that is violet, blue, indigo, green, yellow, orange. Then scattering of light, I say there are many things. Tyndall scattering is effect. The solutions are true solution, suspension solution and colloidal solution. Colloidal solution means that is not clear, that is somewhat mud, curdy like. So their dust particle travels means it can be reflected. This is known as what? The scattering of light rays by the colloidal particles. The colloidal solution is called Tyndall effect. So lenses, I say there are 2 lenses, concave and convex. And we said what are the structure of eye we have seen already. What is power of lens? I said clearly. What are the differences between convex lens and concave lens? It is thicker in the middle than at the edges. Which one? Convex. It's in page number 23 clearly seen. A concave lens is thinner in the middle than at the edges. It is converging lens, it is diverging lens. It produces mostly real images. It produces inverted virtual images. It is to treat hypermetropia. It is used to treat myopia. Then structure of human eye, I said. What is power of accommodation? What are the defects of the eye? That is myopia, presbyopia, hypermetropia, and then astigmatism. Myopia, short-sightedness; hypermetropia, long-sightedness. This can be used, treated by concave lens. This is convex lens. Presbyopia due to age, the ciliary muscles become weakening, I said. It can be used by bifocal lenses, otherwise known as old age hypermetropia. Astigmatism due to heredity, maybe inherent. This can be treated by cylindrical lens. Astigmatism, the people cannot see the objects which are on the parallel line and as well as horizontal line. Then microscope, there are microscope, minute things also can be enlarged, magnified, and see there are two kinds of microscope, simple and compound. And I told you what are the uses of microscope also. The compound microscope, two lenses we can see. The simple microscope, only one lens. The two lenses, one is eye lens, other one is objective lens. Then these are the optical instrument. Then telescope, that is to see the far off objects. There are two kinds of telescope. One is astronomical telescope, other one is terrestrial telescope. Astronomical telescope to see the heavenly bodies. Then terrestrial telescope, you can see the objects which are on the surface of the earth. Advantages and disadvantages, I said. The disadvantages, frequent maintenance is needed, because then and then we have to take care of. Frequent means what? Then and then, oftenly. Then it is not easily to carry, portable to carry. Okay, yeah? These are the things what I have discussed. So, how many lessons over for us? The physics I have completed 2 lessons. Children, be thorough with the answers. As soon as the school reopens, maybe we are expecting in the month of October. So, immediately we have to rush the lessons. Already we have completed 2 lessons in physics, 2 lessons in chemistry, and 3 lessons in 3 lessons from biology. Totally 7 lessons I completed out of 23 lessons, 16 lessons more to complete. So, then and then you have to learn the lessons as soon as the lesson is taken for you. Then question and answers, you know how to mark. Even I said how to learn also. Guides are available. Those who have paid the fees, you have to bring the guide money and get the money from the teachers. Okay, children? Thank you.